China is now regarded as an economy of about 1.3 trillion back in 2001 or 2001. I remember at the time the official data was suggesting it was much smaller than $1 trillion. So China was just within the top 10 economies of the world. And to put the scale of the change in context, in 2003, 2 years later, when we first wrote about what the world could look like by 2050, we had this famous chart about racing cars depicting when China and each of the BRICS would become bigger than other countries. And we said it would take till 2015 before China would become bigger than Japan. In fact, by 2015, China was already twice the size of Japan, and today it's close to being 3 times as big as Japan, which, by the way, is the 3rd largest economy in the world. So the scale of the dramatic change is just incredible. This time last year, I went walking with my wife in the Swiss Alps, and we climbed up quite a steep mountain, a famous one from the James Bond movie, Schildhorn. And as you probably know, these days you see Chinese tourists everywhere, and sure enough, all over the Swiss Alps, it's true. And when we got to the top many hours later, all dishevelled and windswept, we get out and you can go up there on a cable car, and there's hundreds of Chinese people. But the thing that really stands out in my mind as an important symbol of China changing, there was this wonderful woman singing loudly in perfect English this famous song about being in the mountains of Europe. The hills are alive to the sounds of music. And it was incredible to observe, because one is taught that Chinese people are very reticent and they're not individually creative, etc., etc. And here was this Chinese person singing loudly out at the top of her voice, beautifully, to this famous song. And I thought, that is a sign of how China's changing.